Hello and welcome to this historic episode of Diary of a Common Man. Historic for two reasons. One, we have achieved a milestone of 1 million views. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for your donations, for your time, and for your moral support. It is only due to that I sit in front of you and still run this campaign. And the second reason why this episode, and more importantly, why this episode is so historic, is for the first time in the history of Ismailism has the JAMAT been able to question or confront the leadership. This is a no-no. This has not happened as far as my memory goes. Yes, JAMAT talks about the leadership and the questions they may have about the conduct of their Imam, but only in private. This time, it has basically been raised. The questions and the doubt and the suspicion has been raised in a Jamati forum, and that is historic, and that is a red signal for the Imamat. Imamat has survived for many reasons. One of them is strong indoctrination, and the second reason is the code of silence. The code of silence. Indoctrination, I think, is beginning to dilute with time. But the code of silence was something that was not broken until Friday, the 1st of September 2023. The code of silence was created by none other than Aga Sultan Muhammad Shah. In those days, to speak against the Imam or even doubt or express that doubt would mean you would be left alone to die alone. And basically, when Karim Hazir Imam came, that tradition lingered around. It became a custom that you cannot speak in the Jamaat Khana. Otherwise, you're going to be called names, you're going to be socially boycotted, your business could suffer, your social relationships could suffer. This drove the code of silence. But internet has changed all that. I was questioned about this issue when I started the campaign. That Salim, you're the only one speaking. Nobody else speaks. In public, that is. And I said, the system is 125 years old. You expect the code of silence to break just like that? I have only started a couple of years ago. You expect me to break that code of silence in 2 years' time? But I didn't realize at the time that I will live long enough to witness the code of silence broken. Not in my wildest dreams did I expect this to happen. I thought that I'll have to die first. And my survivors will witness that the Jamaat will speak. It is my great fortune that I am able to witness this. So what happened? About a month ago, I did an episode and I spoke about why Aga Khan Foundation was in Australia, of all places. And I basically suggested that they are here because they are trying to cover up the illegal activities in Sydney, in Australia, by bringing a credible organization such as Aga Khan Development Network. That's what they're trying to do. Now, I also said in that episode that it's not going to work because the Jamati system is based on Aga Khan law, which does not match with a democratic government's laws and legislations. Have a look at this clip. Aga Khan Foundation, Australia. Apart from UK, Canada, America, and maybe a couple of other places like Pakistan, India, Africa, where there are big Jamats, Aga Khan Foundation has established institutions in those countries. But how many other small Jamaat Khanas or countries where there is hardly any population of Ismailis do you see Aga Khan Foundation? I don't think they are in Singapore. And I don't think they are there in smaller Jamats. Australia is one of the smaller Jamats. But Aga Khan Foundation has established itself in Australia. Why? If you can come up with a reason, please do so. You can join me. I've put a link in the comments section. But the way I think is in 2021, I started my campaign in Australia, obviously, and it had an impact on the system. The system, the way it was set up in Australia, was absolutely illegal. And they realized in 2021, the Australian leadership, that they are vulnerable because the lies they have told the Australian government could be exposed any minute. In a hurry, they had to bring Aga Khan Foundation to Australia to give the mafia some sort of credibility that look, Aga Khan is big, Aga Khan Foundation is big, we are humanitarians. They tried doing that. They brought Aga Khan Foundation to Australia to cover up. But as I might have said before, it's not going to work. And the reason why it won't work is, first of all, it is once again a pack of lies. And why do I say it is a pack of lies? Because I have had the opportunity to read the constitution of Aga Khan Foundation, Australia. And in that document, once again, the lie remains. The lie that they are charitable organization. And they're going to do charity in Australia. where it is not needed. So, this charitable organization as the basis of the application is very suspect, to say the least. And I want the leadership to understand that there is no way out of this. The Jamaat Khana, the way it has been set up, is illegal. It was illegal and it will remain illegal as long as the current Jamaat Khana practices continue to happen. Because the law does not agree with the way Jamaat Khana has been run traditionally. For example, Imam's authority on cash. The law doesn't agree with that. The law says that whatever you do must be transparent, particularly in relation to finances. We are living in a very civilized society where there is accountability, where there is transparency. So, whether you establish Aga Khan Foundation or whether you establish something else, it is not going to work. And that's what I wanted you to understand. Now, on 1st of September, the leadership in Australia decided to hold a public function for Jamaat, not for the public, the Jamaat, Australian Jamaat. And the function was held in Sydney. In that function, they tried to promote Aga Khan Foundation Australia. And according to me and according to my supporters, it was to basically discredit what I had said about Aga Khan Foundation in my episode. Because from what I understand, given the views of Sydney Jamaat, the number of people that are watching my videos in Sydney, given that situation, I believe that they were trying to counter my episode and the issues that I raised in my episode. They had been discredited. So what they tried to do is to discredit me this time around. How would they do that? The leadership could have easily promoted Aga Khan Foundation in Australia. They are educated enough. But they decided to bring Aga Khan Foundation officials, white officials, to Australia to promote and discredit my claim that they are here to cover up on the illegal structure of the Jamaat Khana. But they wouldn't have expected the Jamaat to speak and express their doubts. The doubt that I had created in my episode, it was basically relayed by the Jamaat on that day. So the function began with the usual brainwashing, emotional blackmailing. You know, your Imam does so much work for you, and you should be very proud of your Imam, and you know, Imam has got a vision of 50 years ahead. And when you play with people's emotions, usually you basically get them to do or get them to believe what you want them to believe. And that's the usual thing in Ismaili system. They do it via vices and they do it via so many different avenues. But yeah, usually, as per usual, this program started with all that. And the president of the Australian Council, she even said that it was the wish of the Australian government to work with Aga Khan Foundation, and hence they are here. As far as that is concerned, I would ask President Sahiba to provide the people with at least one piece of evidence where the government has invited Aga Khan Foundation. Any one. At the moment, it is all talk, and people have basically suspected this deception for a long time, and now they've had enough of it. But this claim by the president of the Australian Council did not raise as many eyebrows as the following two questions did. And these two questions basically flow once again from my episode. Although there were many questions and there were many answers, but these two questions actually nail it. First question, why Australia? Why Australia? And they had not expected a question like that. And obviously by the fumbling to give the answers by the officials, it basically was very apparent that they were not ready for these questions. Why Australia? So they said, we are here to raise funds. Okay. What is your plan for Australia? What is your strategy? The answer was, at the moment, there is no strategy. Who are you going to help in Australia? Australian JAMAT is poor, needy, like Syria is, like Afghanistan is, like Pakistan is, like India is, like Bangladesh is, like Africa is. Is Australia as poor as that? You're going to help the JAMAT? No. Are you going to help the Australian people? Do charity work with Australian people? No. So who are you going to help? Oh, we'll use this money to help other parts of the world. Let's put this under the microscope. They are here to raise money, and they choose Australia out of all places. A Jamaat of hardly 5,000 people. And these 5,000 people, the number 5,000 includes children, retirees, women who don't work. And those who work are salaried professionals. Hand to mouth, most of them. They have mortgages to pay. Apart from mortgages to pay and raise a family in a difficult time like this, they still have to pay the dasond and the various rituals and the memberships and this and that. The list goes on. They have to pay all that as well. And now you want them to basically support Aga Khan Foundation. Let's say they are very, very generous and they can squeeze $1,000 out of their budgets and give you $1,000 per family per annum. How much is that going to be? Between 250,000 to $500,000 at the max. put it in perspective, Aga Khan's foundation budget is about $1 billion, which is funded by the private sector and the public sector, and the rest is funded by US, UK and Canada. Bits and pieces come from Africa, India, wherever, Pakistan. Australia is negligible and everybody knows it. Like many other smaller Jamaats around the world, Australia, New Zealand area is almost negligible as if you put it in perspective. So, did it make any financial sense to establish Aga Khan Foundation in Australia? But guess what? Have a look at the Aga Khan Foundation Australia's constitution. That has given it away completely. I've put the link in the description. Have a read of it. On the third page, they say we are here to do charitable events. Who are you going to help? There's nobody here. You need to do charity in the third world. Then the question about strategy. What is your strategy? Your Imam has, Jamaat didn't say that, your Imam has a vision of 50 years. They did, officials. So referring to that, they said, what is your strategy? Jamaat asked. And they said, no strategy yet. Imagine this, a global humanitarian network decides to come all the way down under, establishes Aga Khan Foundation and no strategy. No strategy. We will work on a strategy in the future. What do you think Jamaat is? What do you think? Yes, they are cowardly, but they are not stupid. Stop treating them like a stupid people. Stop it. The time has come. You must realize this is internet age. More and more people are realizing that you guys are frauds. And you think they don't know. They know that you are frauds. Your Imam is a fraud. But they are only coming to Jamaat Khana for social purposes. And you thought that because they want to come to Jamaat Khana for social purposes, you can feed them any garbage that you want to feed. It is not going to work in the future. Sydney Jamaat spoke and they put you in a corner. No strategy. Imam has a vision of 50 years. He did not even have the vision for 50 days. And you admitted it. Nobody else did. You said there was no strategy. You are caught red-handed in Sydney. And then came the last nail in the coffin. A lady from Pakistan, she said, in the Jamaati forum, in front of the white officials, all the way from Switzerland, she said, last year, Aga Khan Foundation came to Pakistan to train midwives, but they charged them a fee. Here they want your donations, and there they charge poor people a fee. So they came, they trained them, charged them a fee. Next year, Red Cross came. They did the same thing that Aga Khan Foundation had done, but Red Cross did not charge. And the response was no response. You have now been exposed. not only by Salim Lalani and other people on the internet, but by your own Jamaat. And hence, this episode marks the beginning of an era. I remember Sultan Muhammad Shah's Farman. He said, if I say this is a day, if I say a night is a day, you say it is a day. If I say a day is a night, you say it is night. There is no need to use your intelligence against your Imam's intelligence. That's what the man said. My dear brothers and sisters, from here on, the Jamaat will call a day, and night, a night. If you like this episode, please subscribe it, like it, share it, and please do not forget to click on the bell icon. I'll see you next week. Take care. Goodbye.